Yeah, such a lekker sound, such a lekker tune to start out with. It is Saturday, no, what is it today? Thursday, the 30th of September, and going through the Facebook feeds, I learned that it's International Podcast Day. So, good morning to you all. I hope that you had a well-rested evening and that you're in good health as I'm greeting you at this hour. So yeah, International Podcast Day. I started podcasting last year sometime. Obviously, it stems from the fact that I couldn't get to our local radio station due to lockdown regulations and restrictions, so I decided to do podcasting. It's not one of my, strong points. I do obviously love on-air radio broadcasting a lot more, but what better way to celebrate International Podcast Day other than creating a podcast. What I normally do on a radio show is where I go in and talk to you guys about the general things that's happening in our life currently, in the news, in the sports, in the weather, and those kind of things. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna make time and just talk to you guys about what's happening and just touch up on some of the things that I shared on my social media feeds, Facebook in particular. So some stuff that came up, what can I touch on? First and foremost, I see a lot of schools, not necessarily the schools themselves, but it does come from local government. They are encouraging youth ages between 18 and 35 to apply for these education learner assistant posts, and also general school assistant posts. So I've shared some of the info. If you look at the Facebook pages of some of the schools that you're following, you'll see that the positions are open, and the closing date for applications is on the 3rd of October 2021. You can go online by sayouth.mobi/p/DBE and go on and register. The local school where I'm involved, where my kids go to, Career Primary, the principal actually sent out a notification to the SPG group stating that if youngsters or youth do have difficulty in applying for online, they're welcome to forward their details through to the school, and the school will submit those on their behalf, but he still encouraged them not to stop applying online, not to stop trying to apply online. So it says, if you are aware of any people struggling to access the app to register for the assistant post at our school, you can advise them to give their names, ID numbers, addresses, and contact numbers to the school, and we will send it to MNED. He reiterates they must keep trying to register on the app as well. This is no guarantee that they will be employed. Thank you. So yeah, that is basically what I want to encourage the learners, the youngsters to do. If you're between the age of 18 and 35, go online and go register for these learner assistants and general school assistant posts that are currently available. Other thing that I saw, we all know about this young girl that was murdered last week sometime. They found her body over the weekend. A suspect has been arrested, and from I could understand in the news bulletin is that they said that they found the girl's pants at the suspect's home. But in a sharp turn of events, I also now saw that the suspect has been released on bail, and it doesn't make any sense to me. They say it's due to lack of evidence. I'm not sure what's going to happen to not only Atlantis but to colored communities in general, where it seems as though there is absolutely no determination from local government side, from national government side, from our law enforcement agencies to bring crime to a lower margin, to keep crime at bay, to keep our communities safe, to keep our women safe, to keep our children safe. I'm speaking to you about this because there's been many murders in and around the Atlantis community. There's many times where the suspects appears in jail, and the community, yes, they go in uproar, they go and protest on the bail hearings, on the day of the bail applications, but nothing happens. It is as though the colored communities are just left for destitute. We need to fend for ourselves. And the big problem, and I'm one that strongly advocates this, I always say that until such time when the death penalty is reinstated for serious crimes such as rape and murder, especially of women and children, nothing's going to happen. Until the death penalty is reinstated and the criminals and those who's considering of doing such criminal acts, until they are made aware that the only outcome for them will be the death penalty, they're not going to stop with these acts. We will bury many more women and children. There will be many more violent crimes. Young women just get murdered for being in their homes. Young women get murdered for going to the shop